Welcome back to my videos, my podcast. It is great to have you again. Today's video will be short and sweet. It'll cover what the difference is between COLAs, cost of living adjustments, for those in retirement for their pension, and why that's not the same as the workers' pay raise that they see during their career. Because we know just this last January, the federal employees that were working, they saw a pay raise, a bigger pay raise than we've seen in years, of about 3.1%. We haven't seen something like that in many years. But on the retiree side, they only saw an increase of about 1.6% to their pension. So the question is, why are those different and how do those numbers come to be? Let's go over them one by one, right? So for the workers' pay raise that we saw in January, that happens where every year the president, Congress, they all get together and they make plans and they kind of negotiate on a budget for the federal government for the next year. And so any pay raises, anything that'll happen to the pay of federal employees will be decided in that budget. So that is how that number comes to be, and sometimes it is zero. Sometimes it is 3.1%. It just depends on what they decide during that year. There's no guarantee really of any pay raise, but often there is some sort of pay raise to keep up with inflation, to keep their jobs competitive, but it is not guaranteed. Now, the COLA, the cost of living adjustments that the retirees see with their pension, it increases every year. It is just based on an index that tries to track inflation. So basically these indexes track the prices of certain goods, where let's say milk, I'm not sure what's in this index specifically, but let's say milk and eggs. If milk and eggs, those prices increase, then this index would increase, and that is from that index, that is where the increases come to the pension of retirees, trying to mimic inflation so that they are getting more money as things get more expensive, and so it kind of all evens out. And there is a debate going on whether that is enough of a raise every year to really beat inflation or to match inflation even, but that is really up to the laws that really set this up so that it raises at this amount. So for us to change that, then Congress and people would have to go in and change that law that was already set up. This is not something that's decided every year. The index might be different every year, but the rules that change how that might be calculated, that's not going to change from year to year. So hopefully that gives you a little background on how these things come to be every year and what you might see when it comes to your federal pay raise if you're still working, or what you might see when it comes to your pension in retirement. So again, I hope this is helpful. Any questions, comments, please put in the comments below, and I will see you next week.